Welcome to the Attic Phrogs podcast. What's up, Silas?
How's it going, man?
It's going good, dude.
Yeah.
Good to see you, man.
It's good to be back down here. I feel like I find my way down here often now.
Yeah, man. For those that don't know, which you probably wouldn't because we're a new podcast, Silas drives like 45 minutes to an hour to get here, which I think is pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a haul, but man, it flies by.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, to some people, that's a haul. Some people think it's like right next door. Like down in West Virginia, everything's at least an hour away. So
yeah.
To them, that's nothing. But
I consider like anything within an hour, it's like my backyard.
Yeah, really?
And, just growing up in the rural areas of upstate New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like 20 minutes is my limit. Then it starts feeling real foreign. I'm like, I want to get home. But there's all kinds of crazy stuff happening, man. What did you see as far as this Maduro thing?
Oh, yeah. So that popped up like, I think I'd woken up at like, I don't know, 8, 9 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I flipped on social media and sure enough, it says Venezuela. I'm like, all right, what happened?
Wow. Yeah, I think everybody was pretty shocked by that. They did a good job keeping that under wraps. Like he said, he's like, you don't have to ask Congress. Congress tends to leak. They leak. Congress tends to leak. I suck at
I guess
Trump,
they had
man.
operatives. They had operatives in Venezuela for like a year.
Yeah.
Like,
did they?
Yeah, scoping it out. I mean,
they've had them there forever. Yeah.
The U.S. just drops in and takes the president right out of the country.
Amazing. Yeah. How about that footage? So he put up a Truth Social video. Did you see that? Trump did?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it's fantastic. We should try to screen share
keep talking and I'll try to pull it up.
Yeah, if you got Truth, it's really funny. So I should describe it a little bit once it comes up. But the funny thing was people on the left were pretty upset about it, as they would be, because anything Trump does, they're going to be upset about. Yeah. It really doesn't matter. So immediate knee-jerk reaction is, this is horrible. What is he doing? Which I kind of felt like a little freaked out. I was like, wow, we just took over Venezuela without losing a single soldier. This is wild.
I mean, we essentially did because we just removed the president. Like that's a pretty significant move.
Tends to send a message when you fly in with special forces and take the president and his wife out of a country and basically say, we'll run it from there. The people behind me are in it. They're the best.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I know that Maduro that's how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Maduro.
Yeah, Maduro.
Nicolas Maduro.
Yeah. He I mean, I didn't follow the election that they went through in Venezuela in the past year or so, but it sounded to me as though he was, not he wasn't elected.
Yeah, I think you could say that. Yeah.
Okay.
The people escaped people had to escape the country with the election results. Let's put it that way. So, which apparently they did, and they showed it to the international community. Yeah. So he's been considered an illegitimate president, which, let's be honest, in modern day, that means a president that isn't either approved by the United States or installed by the United States.
Didn't we have that happen in the U.S. recently? No,
I think it did happen. That's kind of like what they did with Joe Biden. I wish Trump had come in and kind of just like with the helicopters and pulled Joe and Jill out in the middle of I don't think that would have gone very well.
Good luck with that.
Thank God he didn't do that, found some evidence to go pull him out of his house in the middle of the night. The guy's pretty old at this point. We should just let him rest.
Right.
But, anyway,
he needs it.
So the crazy thing that I was seeing, I've been seeing a lot of information, which I'm sure we all have, but I wanted to ask AI real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, go for it.
Does Venezuela have more oil reserves than any other country in the world? And do they have more gold reserves? Let's see what AI says.
Well, that would...
Venezuela holds the world's largest proven oil reserves at approximately 3 billion barrels, surpassing Saudi Arabia. However, it does not have the most gold, with roughly 161 metric tons. Ranks as the largest in South America.
Do they have a lot of diamonds? This is the other question I was wondering.
Venezuela has significant diamond potential, but it is not a global leader in production or reserves.
All right, good enough.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess, the oil thing definitely adds another layer of interest and complexity to the situation because, I think, the U.S. is highly interested in having their, our oil needs, taken care of in as cheap a way as possible, I think. But
I think you're right on that we think that's how it should be, but it sure doesn't seem to be getting cheaper for me, no matter what we do. It's kind of wild, man.
Yeah.
It should be like 25 cents a gallon considering we were all paying for the Middle East wars for all those years. You'd think we'd have some sort of benefit for the people that paid for it, but apparently not. Nonetheless, this is going to change the global landscape as far as energy production, I'd say, which you know,
right. So I mean, we're gonna have a high stake interest in the interest we've already had, but we're now gonna have some physical responsibility for Venezuela.
Sounds that way. Well, I'm sure that we will. We'll put in a puppet dictator leader, or not a dictator, but we'll put in a democratically elected. Hopefully, they put in that lady that won the Peace Prize, but people don't think that's very likely. Do you know about that lady?
Well, in their last election, there was somebody that was democratically elected,
yeah, right, and she was
Maduro kind of overstepped that.
Okay.
And took the the presidency.
Yeah, he did.
So I think I heard that they're trying to reinstate that candidate.
That would be good
as the
that makes sense.
The government.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Which it would make sense. But
yeah. Well, nonetheless, it was an amazing turn of events, and it was very surprising. But did you find what we were looking for? Oh yeah, Donald Trump. So it's down a ways on the Truth Social, and it's going to be a video.
So actually, this isn't logged into Truth Social, but
okay.
I clicked on something that brought me to that post.
Gotcha.
Well, I'll just have it connected.
I'll send you the video, but basically, in a nutshell, what it is it's got this guy talking. I think it was the beginning of the Daytona fight or the Indianapolis 500. I don't know NASCAR and racing, but it's one of these races, and it's some guy getting real hype saying, "Gentlemen, start your engines," and it shows Nicolas Maduro saying, "Come and get me, coward, and don't take too long."
Right.
And then it shows a bald eagle, and then Trump, it just shoots to the bombing of his forces when they just dropped in.
Somebody had some fun making that.
Oh, it was awesome. And Trump shared that, which is totally insane.
I'm getting pretty good at making AI videos.
Yeah. Cool. You've been making
you can.
some.
I mean, you can really kind of fine tune them and tweak them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
like, what have you been making? What kind of videos?
Mostly inappropriate stuff.
Oh, you've been making some porn. Yeah, nice, dude. That's the way to go. You can do whatever you want.
I mean, it's kind of asking for that.
I've made my own AI shit, man. Why not?
You can, within the bounds of moral decency.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that it's really amazing because you can create really anything you want. It's like a canvas, it's the same thing as amazing. Like, an artist,
Yep.
But however, you're doing much less work.
Well, it's an incredible tool because I mean, the time it saves you to bring a vision to life is incredible. So, yeah, I've been making a lot of those too, like trying to just test, what it'll do. Like, there's a lot of moderation parameters, like with the Grok. You got to go to one of these uncensored ones if you want to. Yeah,
Grok's definitely a good choice.
I love Grok.
If you want like more creative freedom.
Yeah, it works so well. And for $30 a month, you get unlimited videos. As far as I can tell, I can make as many as I want. So I make a lot of funny ones and try to put them up on Facebook. And just in my spare time, I kind of fell off a little bit. I was making them constantly because it was so cool. When you first learn how to do it, like you're putting in prompts and it's just making these videos. You're like, wow.
Yeah, and
so
then
cool.
You can just like tweak one little aspect of it, and
it comes to life. I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what becomes, if the international community gets on board with this. And it seems like the Venezuelan people, they keep showing anyway, as the PSYOP are pretty excited about it. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't.
Yeah. PSYOP is what now?
Oh, it's a psychological operation. That's what the CIA runs on.
Right.
Constantly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Charlie Kirk's assassination is considered a PSYOP.
Yeah.
Because it goes out to the people and it puts a certain, thought in the zeitgeist.
Okay.
It's usually a scary thought these days. So
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, what do you want to talk about?
We could talk about just about anything you wanted. You mentioned you wanted to talk about some relationship stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You think you're still in that place or
no? I mean, I think those things will come out over time, but I don't know. I didn't have anything prepared.
I was hoping for a prepared thing.
You were.
I'm just kidding.
I know.
I
didn't bring my notebook with me.
Well, one of these days we'll tackle that, but world events.
For sure, man.
World events are one thing, but there's a million things we could talk about, man.
Yeah.
So I haven't heard anything about, we should do a search on I think Atlas. What's it called? 3i Atlas. That
3i
thing's out
Atlas.
Here,
I think the last time I looked into that was probably over a week ago.
Yeah,
it used to be like every other day
because
it was so entertaining and interesting.
It seemed to be. Then nothing really, they didn't really come to any other wild conclusions. I hear things here and there, but I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure what to believe.
Well, I mean, I think I could Google it and we can see what's his name.
Yeah, let's see what came. Avi Loeb.
Avi Loeb, yeah. He seemed to be the main avenue of information.
Yeah. So Avi Loeb, for people that don't know, is a Harvard scientist who was brave enough to come out and say he thought it was an extraterrestrial object of some sort.
Yeah.
Which,
right.
Who knows if it was? It could be a comet. Most of the serious scientific crowd thought it was a comet.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
I'm scrolling through, looking at the news, like, you know, the Google News sort of reports here, and I'm not seeing anything.
Nothing good. Well, it's kind of come and gone. I
have
think
you
it's out of
heard
the news
like
cycle.
anything since like a couple weeks ago about that?
It's out of the news cycle.
Yeah.
Now they're talking, like in the astrological cycles, they're talking about how we're at the perihelion, which is the closest point to the sun in our elliptical orbit.
Right.
So that happens on January 3rd, actually. It's the 4th.
So you mean Earth?
Yeah.
Oh.
Actually, that happened on the 3rd. Don't let me forget. I got to pay my
So wait, that's not we're at the closest, which is odd because doesn't that like contradict the winter solstice?
You would think so. Well, you would think, but in the perihelion, like it's summertime over in Australia right now. It's hot as blazes.
Oh, right. So it's just the angle.
Yeah, it's the angle that we're at. So it's really interesting. Even though we're close, it's cold here. But nonetheless, that's happening. Then we got the full moon that happened last night. That was the wolf
I noticed
moon.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A super moon.
I woke up and I'm like, is it morning? No,
right,
it was still like 2:30 in the middle of the night.
Yeah, you could see it forever.
Yeah.
Which is cool when that happens. And then there was a couple other cool astrological alignments, but they kind of slipped my mind at the moment.
Yeah.
I wish I knew more about that stuff. It's really
man, it's amazing. Astrological alignments.
I've really gotten into that stuff.
Yeah, I got a really good reading this past. It was right around Thanksgiving.
That's right. You had a live one with a real deal astrologer.
That was more of a medium.
That's right. Yeah.
Which I had never really. I didn't have much understanding or experience. You know, talking to a medium, right? So it was a little bit. It was awkward, right? Because like I don't know. I mean, he was bringing up like lots of names of people that didn't connect to me in my life.
Oh, so he was kind of falling short of the glory here, huh? He was screwing it up a little bit.
He did nail down. He did name my grandpa by name.
Oh, he got that. Okay.
Right at the beginning.
Is grandpa's name John?
No, it was Robert.
Good. Robert. Well, that's pretty close. You got John and Rob. Those are pretty common.
Yeah, no.
He's like, let me try 50-50 shot here.
Exactly.
Sounds like, but he screwed up a bunch of names. He was trying to give you names that weren't registering.
Well, yeah, there was a lot of just references to people, and trying to explain things that might be, affecting me in my life, but the names didn't really line up.
Yeah. Did the other parts of it line up at all or not really?
There was some things that he mentioned that I was surprised by.
Okay.
I guess, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like, do I believe in mediums? Yeah, I think there's probably something there.
Yeah.
But
Me
this
too.
didn't convince me completely.
It's so hard to
be
tell,
honest.
Man. Yeah, there's so much trickery. Like magicians and mentalists and these people convince you that they have supernatural powers. Now, when it comes to mediums, unless it's cleverly edited TV, like I watched a bunch of reruns of Seatbelt Psychic recently, which is this guy named Thomas John.
Yeah.
And he had a show where he would pick up people in his Uber or whatever rideshare.
Right.
And he'd be taking them to their destination and tell them he was a psychic medium, and then just start telling them crazy stuff about their dead father or their dead whoever. And he's right on the money. I mean, these people freak out. They're like, "Oh, you're the real deal." Like,
I know. I was hoping for that.
Yeah.
Like just to be completely blown away.
Yeah.
Like,
you would
what
hope
you
for
just
that. Like,
mentioned, like like a really personal thing that no one really knows about or something like that.
Now, if he's the real deal, he shouldn't miss in my book.
Yeah.
Now, Thomas John may miss. I don't know. He may, but at least the way that show's edited, he's on the money. So these people get blown away. But and then that the lady in Long Island medium. Did you ever watch that?
No.
Oh man, that was a great show. I can't remember what channel it was.
I watched the Long Island Audit Guy, but
he's good too.
We can jump around
Paul
here.
Reyes. Yeah. But we'll go to First Amendment audit stuff eventually.
Yeah.
But I believe in that stuff, man. I think it's really interesting, and I wish that I could unlock the powers. I tried to take a psychic test on YouTube the other day. I was like, maybe I'm a medium, man.
And then it probably made you pay for it.
Yeah,
and
then I just realized I'm schizophrenic. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not really. I don't think so anyway. But
I haven't noticed any.
Oh, thanks. I would love to think that I could talk to the dead for people. I think that's a beautiful gift to give them if they're grieving.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
It really is. It's cool. And they make a lot of money too.
Yeah. Well, right. I got a free one. Free readings.
Oh,
free
you didn't have to pay? Sweet.
Well, I was with my godmother.
Sounds like that's what it was worth.
My godmother, who's connected with like these kind of people all over the world. She's like, she has some really cool connections with like, artists and mediums too.
So that would be awkward as fuck if she gave you that reading. He's like, "Yo, I need 500 bones, bro," and you're like, "Dude, you only hit Rob, and I could have told you that." Like, come on, bro.
Yeah. All you had to do is probably Google that.
Yeah, I'd be like, "I'm gonna send you
family, lineage."
Yeah. I'm gonna give you 50 for the Rob, and that's it. I ain't giving you $500. No, I don't know. That Thomas John guy actually looked up how much he makes, and it's significant.
Yeah,
he's living in a pad out there in LA, so there's money in psychic. Psychic. Tree.
I would expect that he's, I don't know, making some flow.
Oh yeah. It's like 375 for a half hour or something.
Right.
Yeah, I pay for it. But anyways, man, I don't know. Do you think you have psychic power?
Psychic power.
Yeah. Do you ever have premonitions? Do you have precognition, or do you ever think that you feel dead relatives around you, anything like that?
I mean, so I don't know. I feel like when I was younger, I might have had a bit more connection with that.
Yeah, really?
Well, I've seen a couple ghosts when I was a kid.
Oh,
right?
wow.
But it's so long ago that like I can't like sit here and honestly like explain the situation because I was so young.
You don't remember the scenario very well.
Well, I remember the scenario, but I'm not able to like describe it in a practical way.
Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
It was just like I was young and I saw a ghost. Sense of it. Yeah.
Tell me what the ghost looked like.
All right. Well, one of them was when my sister was born, right? And so we were staying at a house. We lived on the top of a hill, so in the middle of winter, you couldn't really get to the house.
Okay.
Right. So there was a home at the bottom. It was at Commonplace Land Trust where I grew up.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So yeah, it's a great, and I can explain all about that, in future conversations. But so, anyways, my sister was being born. Okay. And it was after the birth, and everybody was,
bunch of hippies hanging out like a home birth. Like this was like a
well,
was it
not
in
a bunch. I mean, it was a very personal and
beautiful,
intimate
thing. Yeah, I didn't mean to downplay that.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? How they do that though? That gets around like a lot of
So my mom had midwives.
Yeah, exactly.
She had a couple midwives.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And it was a beautiful thing.
Yeah, sure.
But afterwards, we're sleeping in the middle of the night. Okay. And this is an old house. This is like an old farmhouse in upstate New York. And it has a lot of like history, and I think it was actually part of the what's it called, can't remember.
Oh, the Underground Railroad.
The Underground Railroad.
Yeah, sure. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
I told you.
I don't know how
I'm a psychic. Yeah. Don't worry. Well, I'll prove it to you. No,
all right. We
I'll
can
pull out the pendulum. I've got it up there behind me.
We'll fix that part in
post. Yeah. Anyway, so there's a.
So yes, it had some Underground Railroad connections, and there was a lot of energy in that place.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of like when you have a long driveway and you need like in the middle of winter you need like one of those little huts to send the kids out to.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. So they don't freeze their ass off. I guess you see them around.
That's why they're waiting for the bus.
Yeah. So this house was basically that for me. So I would come down from my parents' house, wait for the bus there in the, in the entryway. And it was, gave me some shelter from the elements.
Okay. So but anyways, the ghost. Yeah. It's like, how did you see the ghost? And was it, you said you were sleeping after the birth?
Yes.
So in this old house, this house has some meaning to you though. It has some familiar connection.
It had a lot of meaning to me because it was kind of like the community home on the property.
So you're sleeping and you wake up and there's a ghost, or how?
Yeah. So it was a dog.
It was a dog.
Yeah.
A dog ghost.
A dog ghost.
Get out of town. What did it look like? I've seen a dog ghost.
It was friendly. It was a nice dog.
Amazing. Tell me what it looked like.
So, see this. So what I'm saying is because it was so long ago.
I gotcha.
Right. The details are no longer there.
Well, don't worry about it. The fact that you saw one, right? It's hard to get details out of a ghost anyway. Just seeing one, they're kind of nebulous and
I want to say it had like long hair.
Okay,
but
that's what I was picturing.
And it wasn't overly big, or it definitely wasn't aggressive. It was It was there.
It just
checking us out. I think
just sniffing around, walking through. And then did you see it disappear?
So I remember like being very affected by this image that I was seeing, whatever it was, right? And so I was on the floor. I think my mom was on the on the bed just above me. Just the night after she had my sister.
Yeah,
right?
Wow.
So a lot of sleep was required at that point.
This could have been a guardian or like a dog that maybe was close to your mother.
Yeah, well, I think it probably had a connection to the house there.
Gotcha. Okay.
It was still there from past, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was scared, right? So I awoke my mom up, and quietly, and my mom, I think, and I should ask her again to give me her side of the story, but she remembers seeing it also.
Wow,
right?
That's cool.
Yeah, so I was
wondering,
it was there. And then I don't know like if it disappeared or walked out of the room or whatever the fuck it was, but
that's very interesting. Now I saw a ghost dog once. I'll tell you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we ended up. My mother-in-law had this mini Shar-Pei that I wasn't very fond of.
Yeah.
It was stinky and kind of mean.
Yeah.
But it got loose.
Ankle biter.
Yeah.
Right. Shar-Peis are small.
No, well, they're the wrinkle dog.
Oh yeah.
The ones that have the big wrinkles. So, anyways, this one it got loose one day and it went down and got knocked up unbeknownst to anybody. So all of a sudden one day we come home, we were living here with her at the time, it was years and years ago.
Yeah.
And her dog's on the bed pooping out puppies. So 3 of them had already come out by this time. And so then one more came out. So we ended up splitting up these dogs and we love these dogs. Her mom took 2, we had 2.
Sure.
And we ended up going out to this cabin way out in the woods that her mom owns and letting the puppies run free. They were pretty small at this time.
Yeah.
And they went loose. And all of a sudden, one time we saw all of them down the road. It was a dirt road. And there was the 4 puppies with a Shar-Pei, another Shar-Pei with them that looked like the mother.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was gray.
Okay.
And I was like counting the dogs. And Justine, my fiance, saw them too. And I'm counting the dogs. And there's another dog. It's a Shar-Pei out in the middle of nowhere. It didn't make any sense. So I'd like to think it was the mother.
Yeah.
Now, it may have just been some gray Shar-Pei running loose out in the middle of nowhere, or it could be a ghost. You never know with these things,
Yeah,
it could be an explanation, but
yeah,
really interesting. I've never seen another ghost other than that.
Really?
Yeah.
So we both have seen dog ghosts.
That's weird.
As our only ghosts.
Yeah.
Huh.
How about that? Because we have a lot of similarities.
Must be because we're born on June 11th.
Yeah, we're Geminis, man. June 11th, Geminis. I think that's it. Yeah, we have the same birthday. It's weird.
It's funny.
Anyway, I've had some other good ghost stories. Like ghosts are a really interesting thing. I never get into them as much as like UFOs and other stuff.
Yeah.
But I still find them really fascinating. How about you?
Yeah, no, I think UFOs are much more prevalent these days.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
Whatever. I don't know about these days, but like it seems to me as though that's there's a lot more observations of UFOs than there is of ghosts. Or at least that we're seeing in the news.
Exactly. Yeah, they're like different categories. But yeah, maybe you don't hear a lot about ghost stories because people might not report them as much.
Right.
Doesn't seem to be the interest in it. They're different things, but all the paranormal is interesting. But I had a girlfriend once who she ended up, her family didn't like me. So it was one of my first, long-term girlfriends. So they sent her to live in Florida to Tallahassee. Well, it turns out she lived with her cousin and her friends, and he ran a club down there. So she was way better off with me than she was down there.
Okay.
So
clearly.
she's down there clubbing at age 18 instead.
Yeah.
Anyway, I did not move there with her. So she's living down there, and she ended up getting together with this DJ guy.
Right.
And the 2 of them took ecstasy. Okay.
Yeah.
And they're walking through this park at night in Tallahassee down this cement path that winds through this nice park.
Right.
There was a footbridge over a stream. And as they approached the footbridge, she said that they both saw this. It looked like a leafy wall appeared in front of both of them, as if it was like an ivy-covered brick wall, okay? Yeah. And she said that they were both like, what the hell is that? Now, they're both rolling really good on good ecstasy. This is a club scene.
Okay. Yeah.
So they decide to walk further. So they go through this leafy apparitional wall. And on the other side, there's the footbridge they were heading toward.
Yeah.
But now it's got like a bunch of spirits on it.
Huh.
So they were described, she said it had like this tall looking Italian guy wearing like a white suit and he had like a gold chain. And there was a mother with a little boy and some other people. And she said the little boy looked and saw the 2 of them standing there and got a frightened look on his face. Oh, and by the way, they're all standing on the edge of this footbridge looking up.
Yeah.
Like they're waiting for something.
Right.
The little boy sees them and got scared, she said, and he ran behind his mother and grabbed her legs, and they said they could see his arms through.
Really?
They could see him through her legs, so they knew they were looking at ghosts.
Yeah.
At that point, the Italian-looking man in the white suit turned and looked at them and got an angry face and walked straight up to them, and he walked right up to the guy she was with and stood like an inch from his face yelling, and she could see this. She couldn't hear anything, and he's just frozen. They both couldn't move.
Right.
And she said he just leaned over and he's yelling right in this guy's face. And then he turned around and went back to the bridge. And they just apologized and turned around and walked the other way.
It's quite an experience there.
Dude, that's a real ghost story.
Yeah.
That freaked me out when I heard that. I was like, wow. So was it the MDMA? Was it the ecstasy that allowed them into that vision?
Right.
Possibly.
I mean,
there could be a link.
I think it probably helps, to expand your brain capacity. Yeah, I don't know if the ecstasy necessarily does that. There's other things that do that as well.
I don't know what they were on either. That could have been a combination of things. Who knows? But either way, really cool. Perhaps there's a link there with that drug and being able to see ghosts. Maybe not. Maybe they were just tripping really hard.
Well, I mean, I think,
I doubt that.
Yeah, I mean, it reminds me of like, DMT, which I haven't experienced, but I feel like that definitely expands your ability to see things.
Yeah.
And experience things in life.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you, my heart beats when I tell that story because it's so visceral.
Yeah.
Like, what a crazy thing to see.
Right.
Yeah. And if you believe in ghosts, which I kind of do, I think I saw that ghost dog. I don't know what it was, but There's so many interesting things, man.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah. What do you think your favorite subject of the paranormal would be?
My favorite subject of the paranormal?
Yeah, was it UFOs, Bigfoot?
I think that exorcisms are fairly interesting.
Wow, really?
Right?
That's surprising. I didn't expect that.
Well, I mean, and I think that I'm not necessarily convinced that, I guess you would have to experience one. Right. To really to believe in it.
Yeah.
But
we've seen stuff, both of us, on TV that looks pretty convincing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you believe in it though? You think that people get possessed by demons?
I think that it is possible.
I do too.
Yeah.
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 I'm not sure how it's possible, or these people could just be extremely mentally ill.
Right.
But the fact that the Catholic Church takes it very seriously and sends people out to people's houses to perform
exorcists. Yeah.
They certainly believe it. So I guess if they believe it, they're either really good salesmen or they're they're crazy people.
The thing I think of when I think of exorcisms is the possibility of just almost like manipulation in a way. So convincing people of something in order for them to believe more in it.
Gotcha.
Right. So so to break that down is like, maybe there's been these exorcist events that have been fabricated. Right?
Very well could be.
I don't know. I mean,
it very well could be a song and dance to sell the idea that there's demons.
And it could be very convincing. However, like, the whole like contortion of the body and stuff like that, like, or any sort of like levitation and stuff like that, I would need to see myself.
Seeing is believing.
Right. Yeah.
I've seen UFOs. I can believe in UFOs because I've seen them.
Right.
Have you seen a really good UFO?
No, but not a really good one.
Okay.
I mean, in fact, I can't even necessarily, think of a memory that it was a UFO experience.
Gotcha.
Which is a bummer because
may have had one,
everyone's talking about seeing these UFOs. Like, I want to fucking see one.
A lot of people see one and shut it out,
Yeah.
So who knows?
I used to draw this UFO when I was a kid because I had a dream about it. Right. And I used to draw it.
What did it look like?
It was like it was like a cylindrical, like tall, but it floated, above the ground. But it was, it was a big craft.
So you had a dream about it as a kid, where it came and visited you. Did it take you?
It was impactful enough that I decided to draw it several times, like a bunch of times.
Well, if you're going to be abducted out there on that land trust, is probably the place they go. They're like, yeah, these hippies are into this. We can go take a couple of kids, check them out. Who knows?
Yeah, because they can get away with it without, alerting a bunch of people.
Yeah,
right?
The alien abduction phenomena is fascinating. If you ever listen to do you know who Betty and Barney Hill are?
So I know the names.
Okay.
But
well, they were one of the very first famous UFO cases back in the 60s. They told about getting abducted by aliens.
Okay.
They were an interracial couple back then, which was interesting.
Right.
He was black, she was white. And they were driving home. I believe they lived in New Hampshire. And they were driving home late one night, and they were getting followed by a bright star in the sky.
Okay.
And they kept seeing it. And Betty was into UFOs, and she kept saying, Barney, look at this thing. It's following us. It's not a star. And he kept saying, quiet. He didn't want to believe it was something, but the more it followed him, the more scared he got. I've listened to the hypnosis tapes, and they're fascinating. And it tells the whole story about how the thing came down, and he could see the people in the windows.
Yeah.
And he described how they looked, and that they were talking to him.
I would love to have a conversation with somebody that's had a firsthand, experience too.
Yeah.
Like just to like pick their brain and, hear about it. And, and then build my own perspective of whether I believe them or not.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's plenty of, documentaries and stuff like, what is the guy, the logger?
Oh, Travis Walton.
Yeah. Travis Walton. Yeah.
Love that guy.
Now, that's a great story.
Yeah, it is a good story.
No. Yeah.
You don't necessarily believe it, and I do, but that's okay. That's what the world's all about.
I said something one time.
You thought he looked like a con man, which I thought was interesting.
It was just based on his physical appearance.
Based on how you thought he looked, and it was an old pic. It was a picture of him from recent. So
it
he's
was
an old
because
guy
he's doing things to keep himself looking young.
He's going out to I understand.
Right, which I don't necessarily trust people that are
trying to do that. I don't either. I don't like that guy Brian Johnson that's spending $2 million a year trying to stay young.
Oh man,
he's creepy.
I mean,
dude.
we have a lot of tools to to keep the youth going.
Yeah, I guess just TRT for guys our age and go to the gym is the best.
That's a good
way to stay younger.
Starting point, man.
Yeah, it helps you stay younger at least, and but you can't fight it forever. Eventually,
or change your entire physique for around. and regain a lot of youth by doing that.
What do you mean, like facial surgery and stuff? Like
no, I mean actually going to the doing physical work.
Yes,
yeah, sorry.
No, you do make a transformation if you start going to the gym. You stick with it a while.
Yeah, sounds like you've gone through that.
Yeah,
you know, in the last several years.
I've been blessed to stick with it. Because it's not easy to stick with it. Eventually,
it takes discipline, man.
You do. You have to force yourself to do things you don't want to do.
Yeah.
And that helps in other areas of your life, technically. So
right, for sure.
I'm going to try to keep it going as long as I can.
Good for you, man. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
But Travis Walton.
Yeah. And you just thought he looked, you didn't like the way he looked. You thought he reminded you of a Connie kind of. And I saw the picture. And I was like, he does look a little weird in that picture. Yeah, it was a weird ass picture.
The dyed eyebrows are a good giveaway.
That was such a weird picture. But the guy, that story is fascinating.
Yeah.
And
it is. It's very believable. And the details to it are really exciting to comprehend.
Yeah, like the human aliens that he met.
Yeah, and the timeline too.
Yeah, all that. Yeah, being gone. It's a cool story. Anybody out there that hasn't seen that, you should look into it.
I mean, any aliens that are making it to Earth have definitely figured out some travel technology.
Most definitely,
because those distances are vast.
They are vast.
We sent Voyager 1 out in like the 60s.
Yeah.
Maybe somewhere around there.
Yeah, it was something like that.
It just passed, like the outside of our solar system, like, I don't know, 10 years ago, maybe less. And it's I mean, when you look at the distance between it and then another solar system, it's not even close.
Did you know that the golden record that they put on Voyager that had like a picture of a man and a woman and it had binary code. It had all kinds of different simple information. It was put on a solid gold record. Okay. And they put it on there so an alien civilization they figured could have some sort of stylus to play this thing and get the information. Plus, that's what that was our CDs back then.
They'll probably have one laying around.
That was what we had back then. Nowadays, they would have put it on, a flash drive or who knows.
Right.
But back then, they put it on a record. And it was made in Cornell, as far as I know, by Carl Sagan, which is just like 15 minutes from where we are now.
Yeah.
So, Carl Sagan was a big part of that mission.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's pretty amazing.
Speaking of him.
I think, go ahead.
Well, it's interesting that Carl Sagan, right over at Cornell University, he occupied, first of all, the Skull and Bones chapter, basically, of Cornell, because it's an Ivy League school. It's called the Order of the Sphinx Head. And they have a mausoleum-type building hanging off a cliff right off of the Cornell campus. And Carl Sagan owned that. That was his house, and he stored all of his research there. So his wife is still alive, and she's still alive, and she still has all of his research and probably still owns that building, but I'm not sure. But that's really interesting. And also I saw a UFO years and years ago back in the 90s, and it was a huge V shape, the same thing that they talk about, the Phoenix Lights and the Hudson Valley boomerang. A lot of people have seen this thing. It's like the size of a football field at least. It's huge. It's a V shape. Have you ever heard of that?
That seems fairly aerodynamic.
Yeah, you wouldn't think. Well, I thought it was a squadron of fighter jets coming over the hill, but it flew over town, made no sound, went super fast. It was a huge chevron. So
right.
Really weird, dude. And that made me a believer, of course. You see something like that, it's like, wow.
Yeah. I mean,
like where the hell is that thing parked right
Part of my language, but that's fucking amazing. Well, I feel like you gotta in order to like really become a supporter of extraterrestrial life, like it does help to have a personal experience.
It helps a lot. Yeah. It kind of takes most of the doubt out.
But now, however, like I haven't, but I fully believe in that.
Yeah.
Right. Like
Well, the interesting thing about that sighting was that I talked to a buddy of mine years later. He told me his family saw that ship that night, and it was hovering over Carl Sagan's house.
Really?
For like 20 minutes, and all these cars pulled off of Route 13 were watching it. And then all of a sudden it just rose upward and shot off toward where I saw it in Groton.
Yeah.
So
the fastest aircraft that I heard about recently, there's I think it's the Chinese, they created a new engine for
cool.
Air travel.
Yeah, like hyperdrive.
Yeah, some sort. I'd have to pull it up, but it's the fastest piece of technology that we've ever been able to create as humans.
Cool.
But at the same time, like we're talking this thing. That and anything else that we've ever launched out into outer space travels like the fastest, like the Voyager stuff and any other ones that we put out there are traveling at like 0.03%, not even 1% of the speed of light.
Yeah, that's not going to do it. That's not going to cut it.
There's a lot of percentages left.
So do you think they're folding space time? What's your theory? Do you think they use wormholes?
I would think that it's probably necessary.
Yeah,
something
like that.
some other means of getting from A to B
Yeah.
than just physically going through it.
Well, a lot of them talk about that it's more extra dimensional anyway. So maybe they're just turning a channel and they're right here on Earth with us,
Right.
but they're in a different channel of Earth.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And they just can change their channel over here if they want.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very possible.
It is possible. Yeah. I think it's an amazing thing. And yeah, black holes might have a big part of that. And
who knows, man? Maybe black holes suck you. Like black holes are all over the place.
Yeah.
So maybe like you can get a ship like sucked in by a black hole and it goes wicked fast, and then it shows up on the other side of the universe. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? But
yeah. Or you could just go down to the horizon of it. You know, and then exit from there somehow if you can. I don't know. I don't know. Going through the black hole, I feel like it doesn't sound.
Seems like you
you're
get
gonna
smushed.
do well on the other
you
side.
probably wouldn't do too well in that case. Probably not. But you know, you talk about like the Planck scale. I don't understand that very much. But when you go way down to the subatomic world, there seems to be some layer where you could probably just, you know, in superposition, just show up where you want. You know, it would have to be something like that.
Yeah.
You know,
show up where you want.
Yeah, so since we have like entanglement with particles on the other side of the universe that can affect each other.
It seems to be there's
a grid connecting everything. Yeah. So it seems like you could probably just instantaneously show up where you want on the grid once you know how to get there.
Right.
You know, or what to turn into.
A little fucking map.
Maybe you just have to get rid of all the heavy stuff. Like if you want to be a UFO, right, and it's made of metal, maybe they can keep the atomic structure intact in some level, like with photons.
Right.
Get rid of the metal and then just show up somewhere else and suck metal.
I feel like that would also
that doesn't make sense. Well, it's a thought that just came to me.
Yeah, these are, conceptual things.
Yeah, you gotta hash it.
Visionary.
We're gonna figure it out eventually.
But that might also be part of like, transportation. Well, it is transportation, right? I guess.
Yeah, of some
like
sort.
Star Trek, like beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah, well, if you're in superposition, I guess you exist everywhere at once anyway. So all you have to do is choose where you want to appear.
Yeah, yeah. Quantum computers. Is that what they call them?
Those are cool.
They're chemical computers.
I don't even know what the hell they are. They're such a mystery to me.
But yeah, that's where you can have the two, like a particle could be in two different what'd you just call
superposition?
Yeah, superposition. So like typically in like computer and binary stuff, it's a one and zeros.
Yeah,
right?
It's one or the other.
Right, but it can in quantum physics, a particle can be in two places or have both properties at the same time.
Yeah,
which and then it's not determined what it does until you observe it.
Exactly.
Have you heard of this?
Oh, the double slit experiment.
I wish. Absolutely. I need to be a little bit more up to speed on.
Basically, they had the double slit experiment where they were firing electrons through there, and as long as they were watching it, they would just spray through and make two lines. They had a double slit.
Right.
They'd spray the electrons through one, and it would make two lines. Now, if they weren't looking, you'd get a wave pattern where you'd have several lines. Okay.
Yeah.
And they were like, this only changes when somebody observes it, when we have a measuring device. If the measuring device goes away, it's a wave pattern. If we look at it in any way, it becomes a particle. It's called collapsing the wave function.
Right.
And they were like, well, let's try it again by firing one at a time and see what it does. And it did the same thing. So they were like, maybe we're just getting an interference pattern because it's so. Yeah, it's a really interesting, and it proves that we exist in waveform, which would be in superposition. I think we as humans actually may exist in waveform once we're born. And that, if that's the case, then even though we lose this body, we're still a DNA code in waveform, so going out endlessly into the universe. We probably just land on other planets and make new bodies. Who knows?
People are gonna be like, "What the fuck are these guys talking
about?
What
are they smoking?" Well,
a lot of people know what we're talking about.
Philosophy.
A lot of people know what we're talking about.
Hey, I'm a C student,
and we are jumping.
I don't understand
a C student. Yeah,
I'm a C high school. Well, it's because I didn't try. I probably could have gotten A's, but I didn't try. I never did homework
You got to try.
I waited for the night before to write all my papers. Stuff like that,
Yeah. I found myself in the C category.
Did you?
Eventually. It went from A to B to C, and eventually I'm like, all right.
That's what happened to me.
You know what? I'm having fun in life, so I'm just going to keep moving forward. And
yeah. I'd rather go down to the creek and catch crayfish and frogs and, play.
I've got good friends. We're eating a lot of LSD and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that helps too. Yeah. I wasn't quite that much of a delinquent in high school, but I became that right after. So I joined you quickly.
Yeah. I did most of that in my high school years.
Did you really?
I feel like,
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Got it over
Depends
with
on,
quick.
yeah. What's that?
You got it over with quick.
Got it over with quick.
Yeah, you didn't want to bring the psychedelic experience into adult life. Have you ever taken it?
No, yeah, of course, man.
Okay,
yeah,
cool. How often do you?
I mean,
think
mushrooms for sure.
Yeah. How often?
They're great. It's been a while.
Me too.
You know, and I feel like there was even just like a couple of years ago, I had kind of brought that back into my life. You know, and it was. I was nervous at first, to be honest, because it had been so long. And what I remember from tripping as a kid, teenager, whatever, was that I had a lot to process back then. And I wasn't like 100% comfortable with who I was.
Right.
You know? And so, and that's fine. I mean, everybody, you know, it's just about growing up and learning about.
You think it helped you with that though?
Yeah. But so I got back into it and I loved it.
Awesome.
It was awesome.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. It was like, I was like, oh, my buddy just gave me like an eighth of some psilocybin, you know? And I'm like, I looked over at my ex-wife at the time and I'm like, this is going to last us all summer.
Oh yeah.
And sure enough, that shit was gone like within a week.
Oh yeah. That would have been gone in 5 minutes with me. If I got an eighth, I'm taking the whole thing for sure.
So anyways, but yeah, psilocybin mushrooms are a really amazing thing.
Yeah.
I think they've fundamentally, shaped a lot of current life on this planet
and religion. Like it goes back to Christianity, the mushroom cult. Now in that case, it's weird because they were taking something called Amanita muscaria, which is the classic like Mario Brothers red mushroom cap with the white dots.
Which are those are poisonous, aren't they?
And people don't like them. I hear that have taken them. They make them sick, or they can really make you not have a good trip.
Right. It can be like a more difficult chemical reaction.
Right. So somehow they are associated with a lot of Christmas traditions and stuff.
Okay.
Including reindeer and everything, but we'd have to get into that. I don't want to butcher that, but there is a mushroom cult aspect to Christianity, which is really interesting. According to this guy's research, which I thought made a lot of sense. Have you looked into that at all?
No, I haven't.
Oh, check it out, man. It's
but
really
you
cool.
just reminded me of going on tangents here, but like Christmas music, right? A lot of those like original tunes are like built off of like pagan music,
no doubt,
which know is clearly contradictory with Christian religion, but
even though it comes from that, like all that Christianity stuff comes from astrology and paganism.
Yeah, but sure. Let's not call it pagan necessarily, because like wherever we came from, right? Like we've been creating music, all along. Sound and melodies and rhythm. And so I think it probably doesn't really matter what you want to classify it as, because yeah.
What do you mean exactly?
So I think that there's these like
you mean like making music like
well, I think a lot of music and a lot of like storytelling used to be a big thing.
Okay.
Sitting around at a fire, so before we had any digital recording devices or anything that could record anything at all.
Okay.
So
you're associating paganism with music making.
Yeah, I was making a connection between pagan music and then Christmas music.
Gotcha.
Which I've heard that there's a connection there, and clearly I'm not prepared to explain that. But
we should look into it and see what we come up with, because there is a lot of pagan roots in Christianity.
Yeah.
Like people have made videos over the years, which younger people haven't seen because the internet's become so sanitized. A lot of them haven't seen it, but like they talk about how like going back into time, the origin story of Jesus Christ being born on the 25th of December, born of a virgin mother, the way of the life, the lamb, they call them these things. That goes back to like Krishna from Hinduism.
Okay.
It goes to Mithra, which was the religion that was being practiced right before Christianity came in. They were worshiping the same character as the modern Jesus, basically. Yeah. They called him Mithra. And there was all these other characters. So, and if you look back into like Mayan culture or Mayan religion, they had somebody called, what was his name? Kukulkan. Okay. And then the Aztecs had the same guy. It was the plume serpent. They called him Quetzalcoatl, and they claimed he was a light-skinned man.
You got a good memory, man.
Thanks, man. Well, they claimed,
unless you're just making it up.
No, it's true. In the legends, they claimed that a light-skinned man descended from the stars, I believe, or from the sea, one or the other, and that he gave them their knowledge of architecture, mathematics, language, all of it, and taught them how to make a civilization and then descended on a raft of serpents back out to sea.
Okay.
And this story gets repeated throughout history. So you have Ahura Mazda for this. There was this Zoroastrianism that it's all these different religions have a lot of the same aspects, basically.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, there's so many parallels and interconnections.
Exactly.
Yeah. Conceptually, morally.
Yeah. So it's interesting. Like I was telling you last time we talked, we celebrated the solstice, and symbolically that's when the sun dies in the sky because it's the lowest in the sky during the year that time. So
it's just being reborn.
Yeah, it's like shortest days. So it just kind of comes up and then it's becoming reborn in the spring equinox. So it's the Jesus story. So it's all based on the sun and the moon and all of this stuff because that stuff's alive. I think the sun has a consciousness. That is God.
Yeah.
That's the closest thing we can get to God.
Yeah.
You have to get to the Father through the Son.
Yeah.
In some way. So
well, I mean, it's healthy to practice looking for that.
Yeah. Maybe there's a consciousness to the Son, and he's like, listen, I'm only going to take up the souls that I think are worthy.
Yeah.
And the ones that the aspects of myself I don't like, because these are all avatars of the Son, I'm going to leave behind. And it'll just suck us up into the sun, and who knows where we go from there. But who knows? Maybe we just become the one consciousness of the universe when we die.
Yeah, maybe. I heard a thing recently too about this idea of like a life when you pass away that you are then presented with your life. Right.
Yeah. And life review.
Right. A life review. Okay. Thank you. Sure. You know what I'm talking about.
Of course.
But anyways, the point is that, and I think it was I don't know if it's in the Quran sort of, field of religion, but
Islam.
Yeah. But Islam. So they, the idea that they practice and think about is that, when you pass away, you're presented with a life review.
Okay.
And you get to decide whether you pass on to heaven, I guess, or hell.
That's interesting.
I don't know.
I haven't heard that.
Or, I mean, so I think most people would say like, oh, no, I can do a better job. That was a mistake, Yeah,
unless heaven's just really great. You'd have to have like I
would rather be reborn.
Would you?
Yeah.
What if the next life's way cooler? What if that's
your
reward?
Oh,
reborn. Oh, yeah. But not reborn into the human body.
It might be 10 times worse. It might be 1,000 times worse.
Would you rather be reincarnated or move on to the next stage?
Well, what's the difference? What do you mean?
Well, I think that some people get reincarnated and live several lifetimes, maybe to learn lessons, or that there's a soul. But I really feel like we're all just one soul. I feel like we're all the soul of the sun. Like that's the original code, and it's radiating DNA codes because all you and I really are is a DNA code.
Yeah.
And if we weren't, and we can build different bodies, otherwise we wouldn't have little sperms that are basically separate entities to ourselves and carry one of our DNA codes,
right?
As guys. So,
the code
builds your body.
Yeah.
Every one of your cells contains your code, and it's programmed to build this body and maintain it while we're alive. But it's all out of the food we eat. Yeah. Like it doesn't come from anywhere else.
No, it requires you to do a lot of self-maintenance.
Yeah, totally.
Put it that way.
Yeah, well, you got to eat to keep your body alive. But
otherwise, you're gonna be out. You're gonna be gone.
Yeah,
You go to the next place.
Right. Well, since if we're only a DNA code, maybe we just are a variation of a source code. Like, so if the sun is just projecting avatars onto the earth of himself, then when we die, we'll just become that anyway. There's nothing to be afraid of. Is my point.
Yeah,
I don't think there's anything to be afraid of.
Ah, man. No, the only thing I would be afraid of is
I'm afraid anyway.
The people
I'm afraid,
the
but
people
I don't want to
that
be.
don't have you anymore.
Yeah, that's scary, man. It's sad, but we're all headed there, and we don't want to talk about it. But it is heading for all of us, and it's the great equalizer.
Right.
So I think it helps. And mushrooms, I hear, help people cope with death quite a bit, especially if they're dying. God forbid. So when that happens,
I think they're a really good tool to connect with people and also just learn. They're an educator.
Yeah. Yeah. People that are not scared to die really fascinate me.
Yeah.
Because it's a very brave way to live,
Yeah.
And some of them take very stupid chances.
Yeah.
But, I'm talking like daredevils and stuff. Like these guys aren't, maybe they are afraid to die. But I think that the way I understand it is they need that rush, or they get so depressed that they're going to kill themselves anyway, apparently.
Yeah.
A lot of them. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's probably different motivators.
Yeah. I've seen some different things on
money
Daredevils.
would be one too, but
well, yeah, if you're working for Red Bull, definitely.
Yeah, right.
These guys are intense, man.
You seen those Red Bull, what do they call them, the soapbox races?
No. Well, maybe I did. I got to see it. You'll have to
Oh, man, I got to show you these things.
Yeah, do that.
They go around the world.
Oh, damn.
And
that's
so
awesome.
Red Bull has a faction of their business that is the soapbox racing.
Damn, we got to bring that.
And so they'll go set up in you call it whatever big city in whatever country, and all the locals get to build a team and make a soapbox and race the fucking.
It's just the locals.
Just line that thing up and send her, let it rip.
Dude, I'd be so down.
It's hilarious.
Wouldn't that be fun as hell?
Oh my God, dude.
I would love it. We got some badass hills in Groton. We should try to get them.
And we also have some idiots that think they know how to engineer stuff.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
The thing is, it's not a safe or reasonable means of transportation down a steep bank.
I definitely wear a helmet. But other than that, you're
helmets. They might. Yeah, those are important.
Yeah, the rest of it you can bang up pretty good.
Right.
Well, I don't know, man. We don't. I would love to do a soapbox derby. I've thought about it.
Dude, actually,
we could do our own.
Let's look it up. Yeah, because the two of us would I could definitely do like the the aesthetics, the shell,
you do
whatever.
Dude.
And I'd help out with some of the mechanical stuff too. But
let's figure it out.
We can find a couple other people and
we're gonna find a soapbox.
Put one together.
We're gonna find a race.
All right,
because all we have is free time, right?
Yeah, they do them. They do them all over the place.
I don't know if I have a lot of free time, but we could figure it out. Yeah, man. Well, the kids do these things. If my kids ever join Boy Scouts, but I'm not sure I want to have them join Boy Scouts. It's weird now. I don't understand what's going on there. Do you know much about it? Are your kids in Boy Scouts?
So I never was, but I grew up on 400 acres of land, and
you were in Boy Scouts.
Yeah, I spent all my time outside, learning to. Most of everything that I learned was from exploring the land.
Cool.
Everything from physics to, to whatever, mechanics and everything.
Do you feel pretty confident, like if shit hit the fan, you had to go back to primitive life, you'd be all right?
Well, it depends on the season.
Yeah, winter would suck. God, I think about that all the time.
Yeah.
When it's real cold out, it's nothing better than running into your warm house. Like, dude, I hate that.
If you're in the tropics, like you're in a much better, percentage of surviving.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. And you could stand it. I couldn't stand it up here. I don't know how homeless people do it in New York. How do you put up with that cold? I don't
know either. But I do know that it could take one night for someone that's unprepared.
Totally.
Doesn't against the elements to be toast.
You're toast, yeah. And I think a lot of them do freeze to death, unfortunately. We just don't hear about it. They have to. I mean.
Oh, like homeless people?
Yeah. They're all over the place. They're in every city,
Yeah.
Well, hopefully everybody's hunkered down and warm tonight because it's brutal out. I'm ready for spring, man. I'm so ready. I love spring. I get renewed. I get rejuvenated when spring comes.
Me too, man.
Yeah, dude. Love it.
It's great to just go through the transformations of the seasons.
Yeah, it is a blessing.
Even into winter, though, too, sometimes, to be honest.
Yeah. It's a good time to reflect. It's good to come inside.
Right.
More time.
Yeah. It brings on a lot of that. And, it brings people closer together. And,
it's worth going through.
Yeah.
Because then you really appreciate the warm months, too, when it's terrible.
Right. It's humbling.
Yeah. Well, anyways, man, what are you pulling up here? The soapbox?
So I was pulling up these soapbox races, dude. You're gonna fucking love this shit because
awesome.
I know you're into like RC cars.
I used to be, I brought them around.
Yeah, you've built several. Yeah. But this is kind of a similar sort of mindset.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're just like, they're just, some welded together, PVC and some plywood but you got to make it look cool. You got to come up with a theme.
Yeah. I think it would be a lot of fun.
But yeah, it would be a ton of fun, man.
Yeah, and they eat shit sometimes.
But
they hit us with an ad. We should sign into my account.
Yeah, no, I know. We got to do all this shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, anyways, we'll have to look into it. Definitely, they have to be around here. I mean, here's one. It looks like a VW bus.
Yeah. So here, let me screen share because, like, I know that a lot of people know what these.
They may not, man. A lot of people probably don't. Like soapbox derbies.
But this stuff is hilarious, dude. Like they build these things.
Yo, they jump. They go pretty ham.
Oh yeah, and then you
get messed up out there.
One little flaw, and you're effed.
Yeah, that guy's still going with 3 wheels. God bless America. Well, Germany, I guess that's This is overseas. It's got to be.
So they've done hundreds of these things though.
Wow.
Like, look at that
shit.
right?
He almost fucking broke his neck.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
These are hardcore, man. I don't know if I'm ready for this. Let's try let's try one for old people first. Oh, that guy was pretty old. I'm just a puss.
That guy is.
Yeah. No, these guys are making me look bad already. I'm gonna have to do it now.
Yeah.
I feel challenged.
We got to come up with a theme first. Like we could do like attic frogs, something or other.
Good idea. We'll do a frog.
Some frog thing going down the hill.
Yeah, it'll fall apart after the first speed bump.
No, man.
It would be fun. We'll make it nice.
Yeah.
Well, how long have we been at it, bro?
It's an hour.
All right, cool.
Yeah, we're at 54.
Well, as usual, we hit about 10 different weird subjects.
Yeah.
And it's fun talking with you, man. I don't think anybody cares if we really delve deep right off the bat.
Yeah.
We can start finding subjects to go in deep with and have some guests on. And,
yeah.
In the meantime, we'll just kind of shoot the shit until we get our cameras working, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
it's fun.
It's the great thing is that it seems like an endless supply of perspectives and stuff like that.
No doubt about it.
Right?
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
There's
So I think what our challenge is to organize them a little bit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we will.
Or not.
It'll take a little effort, but I think it'll all work organically.
Yeah.
And if we do a good job, people will watch. If not, we'll just keep doing it for ourselves.
Fuck that.
We'll narcissistically watch our episodes,
Right. Yeah, no.
Send them to friends.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Had a good time talking with you, Silas, and tune into the next Attic Phrogs podcast. Maybe we'll bring in some fake news next time. And some of these other things we've been working on and try to make something out of this. We got an AI third member we got to build. We've got some plans, right? It's going to be sick, but we got something going anyway. So thanks for watching. We'll try to be entertaining next time. Have a good night.
Cheers, guys.
All right.
Peace.